Sign up today for a 7-day free trial at alerts.chartguys.com. Hey everyone, checking back in on the cryptocurrency space. We've been laying low while YouTube was hunting cryptocurrency content producers. Fortunately, we didn't receive any kind of strikes or anything like that, possibly because we never have done any referral links or anything like that. But nice to see that everybody is returning to the space. Just a note on everybody talking about moving to alternatives. Yes, absolutely. You don't want to build your business on YouTube and be a slave to YouTube controlling your business to a certain degree. That being said, there is nothing that even comes close to YouTube right now. And a perfect example of that is I can post a video on YouTube and get 3,000 to 4,000 consistent views as a standard. And if I post that video unlisted and I post it to all of the Chart Guys members and I post it on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Stocktwits, we will get 10% of the views than if it is publicly posted on YouTube. That is a huge difference. Yes, it would be nice to see these decentralized YouTube substitutes get some nice traction and some viewership, but it's not even in the same ballpark right now, and it's not even close to being able to replicate what YouTube does provide as a platform. So that's just my opinion coming from a content creator. If you took YouTube away, it wouldn't kill our business. We've backed up all of our videos, but it would greatly inhibit our reach and it would crush our views and it would be a big loss. So we'll continue to watch the space and how it evolves from here, but nice to see YouTube backing off a little bit because again, if you take YouTube away from content providers, it's a game changer in a bad way. So Bitcoin right now is attempting a daily trend change, which again, I still do not consider us having set a daily higher low and higher high on this move. As far as I'm concerned, by definition, with every single candle being a higher low every day, there was no clear pivot point for the trend change. Here's our clear pivot point. We set a higher low. So the low of the dump, high of the bounce, higher low, inability to break resistance. And during this time period, a lot of altcoins did break resistance and change their daily trends. Bitcoin did not. So what bulls are hoping for is that we just have an equilibrium now with our lower high at $76.89 and the bulls holding $7,053 to try and maintain in this pattern. Because if we break $7,053, we are still just right back in a daily lower high, lower low pattern and looking right back down towards $7,064.30 as our only nearby support levels. Again, we have to see bulls change the daily trend. Otherwise, these oversold bounces get sold into. Yes, there's significant gains. All three of these big bull moves, significant gains on the way up, no daily trend change to show for it at this point. And if we were to see a bear break of $7,053, the odds of the altcoins that have changed their daily trend being daily or being weekly bear flags would increase a good bit. And I will look at that here on some of these examples. So all about $7,053 support in the short term. We look at Ethereum, and Ethereum is still struggling to see any follow through. Did we change the daily trend? You could say absolutely. Low, high, higher low, the bull break of 135.24 with no follow through. When we change trends and get no follow through, what do? We zoom out and look for flags. In this instance, we change the daily trend with no follow through. We zoom out to the weekly chart, and the weekly chart right now hasn't even really seen enough of a bounce to be a bear flag, but the bottom line is it's a very weak bounce. The bulls are proving absolutely nothing to us on this bounce, and the burden of proof is on bulls in the sector to change their trends. So it was starting to look like we might be seeing a shift in momentum with altcoins leading the way, and we then say, okay, we've seen altcoins lead in the past. Does that mean now Bitcoin is going to be looking to follow? And at this point, the answer is no. Bitcoin has not followed yet. ETH BTC daily oversold bounce underway. I would consider anything under this 0.02 level as a clear daily lower high. Yes, we're breaking some little resistance levels, but this is the first meaningful bounce in a while, so certainly not changing the daily trend anytime soon. I have been interested in Litecoin. Litecoin got my eye, and I did make an entry because I liked how it was setting up comparative to its peers. And again, it changed the daily trend before Bitcoin did. Inside bar bull break pretty much is close to when I entered. I entered a little bit before the bull break, or actually a little bit after the bull break. So I entered with an average of about 42.30, and goal was I will exit if we lose the daily uptrend. So 39.58 is the most important support, and my target was weekly exponential resistance, which is right around $50. That being said, as things have shifted over the last 2 days, I have scaled out a little bit to remain more comfortable. I've scaled out half of my position at this point, and the red flags for me were Litecoin hitting a high, giving back the entirety of that move with a significant pullback, and the loss of the 4-hour uptrend. So the loss of the 4-hour uptrend was key for me as well, because that tells us zoom out, daily consolidation is underway, and we're going to be looking for a higher low to form compared to 39.36. So at this point, my average is just about upper to mid 41s, and I will look to re-enter what I sold if I do like the setup playing off of 39.36 support. I just didn't want to give that much wiggle room before my stop. It's a smaller position size because it is a swing trade mindset, but I didn't want to give as much wiggle room and just watch my profit from that trade evaporate because I do have a longer term mindset. LTC BTC is another reason of why I entered the trade and another reason I took profit. I entered the trade because it had a clear bull break over the highest prices that we've seen. It was clear the daily oversold bounce was underway, but knowing that we still have to change the daily trend on LTC BTC with a clear higher low and higher high was another reason that I looked to exit some of my position because of the bear momentum. So that's just me making some minor adjustments to my trade game plan based on getting more and more new information. And at this point, we're watching to see, does LTC BTC have to consolidate for a daily higher low as LTC USD is already doing? So a little bit of red flags out there. Have to see Bitcoin clearly change its daily trend by holding 70.53 and breaking 75.31 for these altcoins that have already made a bull break to try and get some follow through. So we can distinctly distinguish altcoins, names that have changed their daily trend and names that have not. XRP has not, and the bears continue to get rewarded top fishing XRP. We had multiple tops on the initial bounce. We double topped at 1986 and 1990, and now here's another top at 1984. So bears getting rewarded top fishing as the bulls are unable to break their resistance levels, and now it's up to key support of 1844, which has to hold. If that level is lost, the bears are right back in full control with the daily downtrend. Binance is one of the names that did get a daily bull break, a higher high over 1395. Again, no follow through at this point. Anything above 1285 is a daily higher low, and we have to see this daily uptrend continue. Otherwise, it is a possible weekly bear flag with a very weak bounce at this point. Link USD, also weak like XRP. We were ejected from resistance with a double top, and now we're headed back to daily support 176. This is a must hold level. If it breaks, we're just looking back at our recent low, and the daily lower highs and lower lows, and the downtrend continues. XTZ USD is a bit of a different setup. It's less correlated to Bitcoin. Daily bounce trying to take place, but we know a couple things. We know we're looking for a longer term weekly higher low to be set. We know to set that weekly higher low, we need a daily trend change. And we know that with the current bounce, we're just looking for a daily lower high compared to 158. So if I'm going to be interested as a bull, I need to see enough of a bounce to give enough space for a daily higher low to form. If I want to be aggressive, I enter on that higher low and put my stop under the low to this point of 128. If I want to be patient, I wait for the daily trend change to be making an entry for that weekly higher low. But at this point, the bounce is not significant enough for me to consider either of those setups. I would need to see the bulls make their way up over 140 to create enough space for the daily higher low to then try and form. MATIC USD, bears back in control here. Double bottom at the low of the dump. Big 100% bounce where we topped out. We set a low of 1463. We set a lower high, and now 1463 has broken. So we're right back in a lower high, lower low pattern. We never change the daily trend to the bulls. Anything under 1698 keeps the bears in full control, and the daily exponential resistance is keeping the price contained as well. So overall, while the altcoins definitely showed strength comparative to Bitcoin, they did not get enough follow through, and Bitcoin did not change its daily trend. We have to see Bitcoin change its daily trend for the altcoins to get further follow through on their bounces and try and negate weekly bear flags. If that does not happen, we are back to being full-on bears in the cryptocurrency space. So any bears on Bitcoin are looking for a lower high compared to 75.31, and any altcoin bears want to see Bitcoin break 7,053 support, so the downward momentum drags the altcoins down with it. So that's where we stand in the cryptocurrency space. At this point, my Litecoin position is pretty small and manageable, and just patiently watching for a daily high or low to try and be established. Plenty of space to do so, but if it results in Bitcoin breaking 7,053 support, it's going to be a pretty big setback for the bounce the bulls are trying to get sector-wide heading into 2020. Keeping in mind that we want to see the sector move as one big unit to see the entire sector sentiment shift. Because if we have altcoins dumping and Bitcoin's going up, yeah, that's great for Bitcoin, but the entire sector sentiment is going to be tied to the entire sector performance. So just keep that in mind. The strength will be notable when everybody's going up and the market cap in the cryptocurrency space has a clear uptrend on it. So to wrap it up here, we've got from one of our members and moderators, Julian. He's been doing some work and videos with the OSTK Overstock former CEO, who is very bullish the cryptocurrency space and certainly one of the figures in the crypto space recently. So he's got a contest going on and he's going to be making some videos and potentially interviewing the CEO eventually, but there are votes going on. I'm going to put the link in the description or in the comments of this video, and if you want to just click and give it a vote, he would appreciate that to help him out to get some attention and potentially do some further work. He's already done a video on the CEO, but it would be a bit different if the CEO were being interviewed or involved. So that's the goal. No stone left unturned. Appreciate you watching. Have a good rest of your day, and we will continue to check back in once we get some more clarity on the Bitcoin setup.